My name's Tommy Mathis, and this is my wife, Jamie. We've been married for 4 years. We've been together for 10 years. We met through a mutual friend in Monroe, and she was young. There's a 7-year age difference in us. And we started dating, and things progressed rapidly. We went to Katrina together, working. I had a business, and so we were kind of thrown together really fast.
I remember the first time I saw him. It was at an AA meeting in Delhi, and I think I was 18 years old. And I always thought he was so cute. I do remember that. I did. I always wanted to hook him up with my sister. Whenever we got together, we had, like he said, we both had an addiction. So you really don't know how to love somebody whenever you have an addiction. You can't give something away that you don't have. I know how I always felt like he was gonna one day realize that he didn't need me anymore, that he was too good for me, or I always thought that I had to be perfect.
I was arrested several times throughout our marriage. She was only arrested one time, and that was a situation that when we get separated, we would always do really bad. And I don't mean separated like not together legally or anything like that. I just mean in two different places at two different times. We were always together, and we kept one another out of trouble for the most part. But when we got separated, some bad things would happen.
He had disappeared. I didn't know where he was, and during that time, it had been about 3 or 4 days that I had seen him, and my mom knew that something wasn't right. And she came and picked me up and brought me back to her house, and I was just in a really, really bad place. We had just really gotten out there bad, and mentally I was just gone. My mom was really just scared to death and didn't know what else to do, so she called the cops and had me arrested, and they had me admitted to LSU psych ward, and they kept me for 48 hours with the diagnosis of methamphetamine-induced psychosis. They let me go after 48 hours, and I went straight into a 28-day program and ended up in rehab again for 2 weeks before I came to Fresh Start. I only left there because I had a bed that became available at Fresh Start. I really didn't even know what I was getting myself into. It wasn't what I expected because I had been through rehab so many times, and you don't study the Bible, and they don't teach you about Jesus. They teach you about your disease. It was just different than anything I had ever experienced in any kind of treatment center.
And once she got the bed in Fresh Start, I'd been in jail for maybe a month. And after 2 weeks, I started getting letters from her, and I couldn't bring myself to believe that I even knew this person. I was like, this isn't my wife writing me these letters. It's have faith and be strong, and God can do it. And it was blowing me away, man. It was like a complete transformation in my wife in the 2 to 3 weeks that she'd been to Fresh Start before I got there. Whenever I came to Fresh Start, that I realized that I had never even loved another person in my life. I realized that I love my wife like I had never loved my wife, and I love my wife as a byproduct of hearing the gospel at Fresh Start. It was amazing because Jesus gave me a new heart, and He gave me a new spirit, and He showed me how I should love another person, and that it shouldn't be selfish, and it shouldn't be all about me. And I realized sitting on the first phase hall at Fresh Start in my room that I would lay down my life for my wife, and that Jesus had saved us, and that He had saved our marriage, because I've never felt that way about anybody before. I really hadn't. I had never felt that feeling that I had, and it was strictly due to what the Lord did for me through hearing the gospel within a month of being in Fresh Start. I hadn't even been there a month yet. Seek after the Lord with everything you've got, and He will do it supernaturally, just like He did with our marriage. He picked us up. He dusted us off, and it wasn't just restoring it to what it was making it something brand new. It was making it something good, and it was making it something better than I had ever experienced in my entire life. And I owe that to Fresh Start, because they preached the gospel.
It's simple, really. You just have to trust God, trust the program, and God's going to take care of everything else.
Amen.